Dreams crack then fade into memory. I need balance, I need help adjusting. Back chasing dreams, here we go again. Back chasing dreams, here we go again. Back chasing dreams, here we go again. Run them down with bloodhounds and Dobermans. I'm at the mercy of the blowing wind. It's all open-ended like everything in life till your soul ascends. From Mad Mardigan to sad Harlequin to black hardican, flashbacks, bardichins, cardinal sins, hypodermics in the garbage bin. Mark men follow when the saints go marching in. From Mad Mardigan to sad Harlequin to black hardican, flashbacks, bardichins, cardinal sins, hypodermics in the garbage bin. Mark men follow when the saints go marching in. Dreams crack then fade into memory. Dreams crack then fade into memory. Dreams crack then fade into memory. My pop said that we share the same brain chemistry. That's where I got my appetite for self-destruction. I need balance, I need help adjusting. But one day y'all awake in a state of grace. Quit making the same mistake of abating the pains and aches. Maintain a creative space, get loose with the paper made. I've been waiting for day to break, the future is taking shape. But one day y'all awake in a state of grace. Quit making the same mistake of abating the pains and aches. Maintain a creative space, get loose with the paper made. I've been waiting for day to break, the future is taking shape.
Remember that language is power.
I'll remember that.
Lonely Steppenwolf offer no apologies until their brains snap open.
God said,
we'd be in trouble if we ate that fruit.
Nameless
soldier trying to get over.
no peace.
Show teeth, hold a grudge, find another soul to judge. No peace, only blood.
Nameless soldier.
Exile, driven out, sinner drifting on the cloud. Wild child in the crowd.
No peace.
No peace, only blood. Don't sleep, show me love. I chase dragons, now I'm chasing a dream. They're both mythic. One's a ball and chain, the other's the soul's image. Restrained, manacled child, so afraid, like somebody's trying to tear the wings out of my shoulder blades. The whole wide world's obsessed with the Faust legend. You gotta go through hell to get to heaven. Me, I know the beast well. He's hiding in the flowers and the details. Enjoys long walks on the beach and collecting seashells. Reporting live from the belly of the beach well, east of Eden, where the fallen angels and the meek dwell. Where love's the color of blood and pure devotion. It cascades, pools on the ground, it forms an ocean. Deca the bard, the pen man, deadpan, solitary dreamer. Watch the vision expand. There's no time for dogma and genuflection. The future is taking shape, lessons in free expression.
Remember that language is power.
I'll remember that.
Where do we come from? Who are we? And where are we going? Eternal questions never answered.
God said,
We'd be in trouble if we ate that fruit.
Nameless
soldier trying to get over.
no peace.
Show teeth, hold a grudge, find another soul to judge. No peace, only blood.
Nameless soldier.
Exile, driven out, sinner drifting on the cloud. Wild child in the crowd.
No peace.
No peace, only blood. Don't sleep, show me love. Hold up. What? 1, 2, 1, 2. Come on. What? 1, 2, 1, 2. Hold up. What? 1, 2, 1, 2. Come on. What? 1, 2, 1, 2. Come on. 1, 2, 1, 2. Come on. What? 1, 2, 1, 2. Come on. What? 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, 1, 2. Hold up. What? 1, 2, 1, 2. Come on. What? 1, 2, 1, 2. Come on. What? 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, 1, 2. Come on. You cannot pick my brain, you little lame. Lame brains bitch and complain about how the game changed. I take aim, click bang, ritual slain, while the physical world hangs by an invisible string. I got silver bullets for the soulless. I'll turn a murder into pop art. It's all showbiz. He topped the charts with the smash hit 27 Club at age 26. Made a cool meal and split the money with his honey dip. Hold up. What? 1, 2, 1, 2. Come on. What? 1, 2, 1, 2. Come on. What? 1, 2, 1, 2. you little lame. Lame brains bitch and complain about how the game changed. I take aim, click bang, ritual slain, while the physical world hangs by an invisible string. I got silver bullets for the soulless. I'll turn a murder into pop art. It's all showbiz. He topped the charts with the smash hit 27 Club at age 26. Made a cool meal and split the money with his honey dip. Folks said that's a sucker for love, a chump. But when they said it to his face, he pulled the pistol grip pump. You're no hustler cause you sold a couple grams of blow. Little errand boys acting like they ran the show. As for me, I'm not hard at all. Won some, lost some, and got lumped up whenever looking for a problem. Ran the show. As for me, I'm not hard at all. Won some, lost some, and got lumped up whenever looking for a problem. I don't play make-believe, but some days my imagination runs away with me. Everything from A to Z. Agency boys, cops, detectives, ex-feds, gangsters, harebrained, introspective, gibberish for kicks, limericks, masons, nations overrun by politicians quoting revelations. Strange times underway, xenophobes, yahoos, and zealots with automatic guns and battle helmets. Holy warriors full metal geared up. The Virgin Mary's leaking Everglades of DNA from her tear ducts. But you cannot pick my brain, you freaking lame. You freaking lame. Yeah. You see, you cannot pick my brain.
Bang, bang.
What? Come on, you cannot pick my brain, you fucking lame. It can't be done. Yeah, you cannot pick my brain. It's under lock and key. Yeah. Come on. Deca ones brandishing a cap gun and exhaling cumulus clouds through a polluted pair of black lungs, aiming at dead stars and planets for thrills. The pen game is outstanding, outlandishly ill. I'm looking for a new world to call home, beyond the veil of tears, lounging in the hotel room, sipping Belvedere. You cannot pick my brain. You little lames got big heads and frail egos. Let me reload. Twist that, sit back, relax, catch a contact. It's just another bomb sack. I burnt like it was compact. This flick the ash, take another sip, mix and match. I'll mix down the track and listen back before I hit the sack. I got plans to do big things, fam. Your father, I've been nice since I was knee-high to a koala. I'm bringing out the big guns at high noon, so cop a song soon with the dead George Washington on iTunes. You cannot pick my brain, you freaking lame. Yeah, you see, you cannot pick my brain. Nope, it can't be done. You cannot pick my brain. Yeah. You see, you cannot pick my brain. You fucking lame. Strange overtones, God bless the overgrown child that could hold his own, throwing stones at the sky full of drones. He clipped a wing that fell to earth and hit close to home, and found insects nesting in his mobile phone. Strange overtones, God bless the overgrown child that could hold his own, throwing stones at the sky full of drones. He clipped a wing that fell to earth and hit close to home, and found insects nesting in his mobile phone. It's wishful thinking that a song could heal the sick rose. I sit and pull thistles out my thick skull. Live slow, keep it simple. Sweep the father leaves out the temple when it's 10 below, freezing and the cold wind blows. Keep it simple. Sweep the father leaves out the temple when it's 10 below, freezing and the cold wind blows. Some nights we overindulge, kick back, shoot the shallow shit, chew the pig fat, act on impulse. Some nights we overindulge, kick back, shoot the shallow shit, chew the pig fat, act on impulse. Some nights we overindulge, kick back, shoot the shallow shit, chew the pig fat, act on impulse. Met my love after Elohim, so my ribs closed with devils selling dreams at the disco. Took her hand and stumbled toward the exit, felt the pressure build, precious virtuosic flesh clear but not as stress to kill. I'll sit alone and watch the rain falling from your eyes when they crack the seventh sill below the solemn summer sky. Birds in the cage, rats in the belly, snakes in the grass, bats in the belfry. About the ocean that professed love to Ishmael, I sifting through the serpent like intestines of a sick whale.
That sounds dangerous.
Beneath the sleep-like veil, I read the stomach lining of the beast like Braille, and walk the street feeling like my feet might fail.
That's how I learn.
You can do it too.
I'm learning not to hold my tongue, but how to hold a tune with a drop of golden sun leaking from an open wound. Below the full moon, reposing in the womb, sticking acupuncture pins in your thick skull balloon. I make my way through the forest and chart progress, following the queen, running with sharp objects. Stop, catch your breath, set the hatchet down, dig a hole and bury it. God bless the poet proletariat, the lowly. Lost Lord, we get down on both knees, choking back tears while the world moves at full speed. You give them time, they'll pilfer the village blind. What's ill is they're building shrines to realists and Philistines and hide shame with pride. I'm guilty of the same sin, born with the same snake attached at the brain stem. Strange, beautiful things losing their wings from heaven's promised heights to the crucible flames. Listen, birds in the cage, rats in the belly, snakes in the grass, bats in the belfry. About the ocean that professed love to Ishmael, I sifting through the serpent like intestines of a sick whale.
That sounds dangerous.
Beneath the sleep like veil, I read the stomach lining of the beast like braille, and walk the street feeling like my feet might fail.
That's how I learned. You can do it too.
With archangels looking down on me from watchtowers, I cooked up the processed blood of a poppy flower. An ungodly hour in the garden, dreaming dreams penalized for a sin of pride against the king of kings. Sequencing drums some strange evening in the presence of an Elohim, with one bat and one eagle's wing. Spring was in the air, all the leaves were green. I was sky high seeing things, banging on the beat machine. Profane, cocaine, dope in the veins, silver spoons, propane flames, emotional games, vain games, airplanes, trains, automobiles, blood-stained currency and countless bottles of pills. Hit the alleyway, grill everything in sight, hit the bar, be polite, ask her what she sees when she dreams at night. Me, I see beams of light and symbols in the sky. Petty pusher peddling product for MONEY. That's the big question. The rhythm section's like a second home for prodigal poets that use their heart as natural metronomes and set the tone with one tongue flick. My succubus is lovesick, trying to drag me down, I'm trying to uplift. The days pass away, slipping in the past. Passe rappers want them back, things are different. That same cat slipping, cooking dope in Hell's Kitchen, stacked enough cash to cross state lines and choose a different path. Look at me. It's like that. No, it's like this. It's like this time around, I'ma get it right. Look at me. Quit rapping, get a job, get a life. Quit the job, keep rapping, shoot, smack, and hit the pipe. Look at me. Look at me. Doing things. I'm doing things. Look at me. I'm doing things.
I would do anything.
Look at me. I'm doing things. I'm doing things. Look, I'm doing things. Hey, look at me. Look, I'm doing things. Huh? I'm doing things. Yeah, I'm doing things. Alright. Look at me. Look at me. I'm doing things. Doing things. I'm doing things. Big time. Doing things. Flat bro. Look at me. The troubadour. I'm doing things. My head hurts. I'm doing things. Doing things. Doing things. Doing things. Broke, stressed, hopeless. Fresh out the ocean steps. Overslept. Woke up in the cold sweat. Soaking wet. Below the threshold, your breath to get the full effect. So when sun shines, you can feel them in your solar plex. Is it all a dream? Yeah. Is it all in vain? No. Pulling out a brain shot with forceps is painful. Think big, aim high, entertain angels. Stay gold and disdainful of the same old. He's got a good song, he's got a certain style. Every goddess on the planet wants to have his child. Wow. Thinking out loud, exhaling brown clouds. My guns go, your guns go pow pow. They're not figurative, I don't throw stones. I aim high and shoot holes in the ozone. I got big plans to do big things, to spit pristine 16s and live dreams. Look at me, look at me, I'm doing things. The pipe dream, I'm doing things. My music bang. Look at me, look, I'm doing things. Huh? I'm doing things. I'm Deca One, doing things. Yeah, look at me, look at me, I'm doing things. Doing things, doing things. Big time, doing things. Flat bro, look at me, the troubadour. I'm doing things. My head hurts. I'm doing things, doing things, doing things, doing things. There's sneak thieves trying to snatch what I got. I took the product off the table, put it back in my sock. Take a page out my book, sign your name on the top. Take the hands you hold the mic with and place it on the chopping block. I'll lop it off, watch it drop and leak fluid like your pop's old Buick, Judas. First you gotta go through this, you gotta make sure your back's strong. I did everything everything you glorify in rap songs. Made a fast buck, hubris, bass drums, gassed up by an opportunist with the snake's tongue. Sounds dubious, catching blown kisses from a cutie's lips, acting out scenes from a movie script. I play a man that overslept, woke up in the cold sweat, soaking wet, got dressed, grabbed his coat and left. By day he swallows pride and tries not to choke to death. By night he dreams little dreams in the ocean's depths. Look at me, I'm doing things, I'm pressing buttons, I'm doing things, my music bang. Look at me, look, I'm doing things, I'm doing things, yeah, I'm doing things, yeah. Look at me, I'm doing things, big time, doing things, flat bro, look at me, the troubadour, doing things, my head hurts, I'm doing things. Let's dig until we hit the bedrock. Life is but a dream, a way station to the next stop. Let's dig until we hit the bedrock. Life is but a dream, a way station to the next stop. Let's dig until we hit the bedrock. Life is but a dream, a way station to the next stop. Let's talk, more direct shots to your bread box, while despots turn the third rock into a sweatshop. We need room to breathe, sustenance for the soul. See the forest for the trees, feel the planet's push and pull. A few took a step and shook the globe, somewhere off the crooked road, facing tribulations out the book of Job. The aim's to clip cast and net strings attached. Hell's bells toll when you let your dreams lapse on the quest for greenbacks where kings clash. Set the scene, think fast, catch a flash of light and let the ink splash. Here we are, past the point of no return. Nerves frayed, shocked, watching while the world slowly burns. The flesh turns to compost, to ashes in the urn. Flowers for the fallen, food to feed the maggots and the worms. Pause and reflect. Joked it out to sleep with death's claws on my neck. There's tattered rags waving in the dawn's early light, and swine pointing pistols at the songbird in flight. The empire's unhinged, the eagle's all bones, and wolves guard the global hen house we call home. Their minds eye closed as their power drive grew, but they'll never sap the essence from a flower like you. Once upon a sci-fi plot, shocked by the prospect of lying in the pine box, we saw the sky drop. The latest pretext to peek inside of my thoughts and treat the huddled masses like livestock. A wasteland of group thought and countless psyops where prying eyes watch, and use fear to clear the skies and the blind spots. Red and blue association games, Machiavellian methods and tools to short circuit the able brain. We wake up for a sec, they rock us back to sleep. Quantify our habits, feed the data to the beast. Pull strings, turn the public square into a circus, and salt psychic wounds that fester beneath the surface. It's all going smooth as tumblestone. Place one in the slingshot and name it that Goliath in the Thunderdome. Troubadour taught to place faith and love alone. Blood and bone, driven from the land of milk and honeycomb. Pause and reflect. Joked it out to sleep with death's claws on my neck. There's tattered rags waving in the dawn's early light, and swine pointing pistols at the songbird in flight. The empire's unhinged, the eagle's all bones, and wolves guard the global hen house we call home. Their minds eye closed as their power drive grew, but they'll never sap the essence from a flower like you.
1, 2, 3,
4.
I could spot the Iblis, talking business with big fish, symptoms of the world's sickness.
1, 2, 3,
4.
I could spot the Iblis, talking business with big fish, symptoms of the world's sickness that preach hate and survival of the fittest. We cast long shadows and pearls before piglets. I was in the woods waiting for the rain to pass when it came to me with the flash of a brain synapse. You don't have to break your back for table scraps or take the task every snake you pass on the sacred path. We're just babies, dig the planets, the architecture, the firmament projected on the stretched canvas. The phantoms in your head vanish, disappear, and for a split second you could see it all crystal clear. I'm a hungry ghost, you're a hungry ghost too. I'm a hungry ghost, you're a hungry ghost too. I'm a hungry ghost, I'm a hungry ghost, I'm a hungry ghost, you're a hungry ghost too. A slave to an impulse that controls you. Raised by thieves, outlaws, and rogues through the Kali Yuga age where a solitary rose grew. It's all symptomatic. Climb up the staircase, crawl in the attic. Translate the writing on the walls and the ground. We all rise up when the sky falls down. Give me light, give me rain. Nightmares wayward past iron chains. Revelation, give me something to believe in. And flowers for my queen while the earth is still breathing. Give me light, give me rain. Nightmares, wayward past, iron chains. Revelation, give me something to believe in. And flowers for my queen while the earth is still breathing. I could spot a loud mouth, a fraud with an inner sanctum like an outhouse. He thought that he was God like Father God. Fell from his Babel tower and lay shattered on the ground in the magic hour. I could spot the opposite, the smug new atheist that stripped the universe of its sacredness and built a home in his self-satisfied void where he plays host to scarlet fever and typhoid. I've seen things that defy reason. All your wastelands are my Edens. Flowers grow from the corpses of dead magi that fertilize a new earth, and our tears feed the seeds in the dry season. I was raised by violent ocean waves and learned to turn the phrase in the kaleidoscope of ways. Behind the whole charade, through the madness and decay, half crazed watching matinees shackled in the cave. It's all symptomatic. Climb up the staircase, crawl in the attic, translate the writing on the walls and the ground. We all rise up when the sky falls down. Give me light, give me rain. Nightmares, wayward past, iron chains. Revelation, give me something to believe in. And flowers for my queen while the earth is still breathing. Back to work, separating grassroots from astroturf. Back to work, separating grassroots from astroturf. Back to work, back to work, back to back to back to back.
The creative power working through the mind of man has produced the modern world. We have learned how to release vast sources of energy. And we've learned how to make wonderful machines that can travel around the world in a few days. All this has brought humanity under the action of immensely strong material forces. We do not dominate these forces, they dominate us. Life on Earth is getting more and more complicated every generation. There's no room for the inner life.
Back to work, separating grassroots from astroturf. Back to work, separating grassroots from astroturf. Back to work, back to work, back to back to back to back to work, separating grassroots from astroturf. As half-truths they tried to pass off as facts emerge. Keep me tethered to the ground, bring me back to earth when I blast off and take my place in the galactic church. I'm trying to grasp light and dark's vacillations in the white room with black curtains at the station. Cream makes the world spin like dervishes and Daytons, and leads men astray into the serpent's machinations. With strictures and cave wall flicks to hypnotize, I eat my daily tripe with bare hands, it's undignified. The mantra on the cloven tongue of mammoths like nails on a chalkboard inside the stomach of a white whale. Eyes popping out the sockets, watching profits line pockets, and the price of bought and sold souls skyrocket. Walk a road, rob with skulls, not with gold, fraught with signs, roadblocks, and obstacles that defy logic. Life's a package deal. You take the beautiful days with dark nights and dance with Maya in the starlight, it's alright. We wax and we wane. There's wildflowers growing from the cracks in my brain. Dry your eyes, dry your eyes, dry your eyes, dry your eyes. Revitalize, alive and well, practicing my aim by a grave of fireflies that felt like Simon Magus from the sky and hit the ground.
What do you think is falling down?
Listen, 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 listen. It was a great day. Everything was going fine. For a while.
Waiting for the tide to break. Stakes are high as Empire State. Waiting for the tide to break.
Listen, listen, listen. It was a great day. Everything was going fine. For a while.
Waiting for the tide to break. Stakes are high as Empire State. Behind iron gates, wide awake, plotting my escape. I got a modest client base from the war spot, so I don't have to shovel coal while the overlords watch. An honest day's work for the sharp short shot whose weaponized words could turn swine to pork chops. We shape pliant minds in trying times, half gods by design, asking why the blind sore spot. Consulted analysts, subway evangelists, holy men, shamans, prophets, and old manuscripts read by the soft light of citronella candlesticks to keep the bloodsuckers at bay. Put them all on display. Free myself from the beast's rib cage. Mouth like an automatic, tongue like a switchblade. I paid my dues. I lopped out the serpent's head. The checks in the mail, like old Jack Burton said. Through it all, you maintain. Play the game. State your aim. Embrace change. Create a lane. Stake your claim. Disconnect from the mainframe. Bite the hand that feeds falsehood and break chains. Wrestle with your soul, separate from the whole. The more you try to mask it, the less you're in control. I've lived half my life by the pleasure principle, and shot the poison to relieve the pressure in my skull. I saw a man walk the streets whipped and bleeding. Every drop spilled fed the earth and gave it meaning. Eden blossomed in the barren landscape. The priest class sealed it off with mandates and secret handshakes. Now we brave a new world, a wilderness of mirrors, of lies and half-truths that instill a sense of fear. A telescreen wasteland, overwrought with lies, soda pop, social activists that pose for the photo op. Look at all the zombie youth falling prey, starving for attention. I can see their ribs from a mile away. High praise from the tastemakers, ape each other's styles, ride every wave and pander to your base nature. I fought a war inside, boxed with the Lord of Flies, live what you glorify, saw through distorted eyes. Reported live from a fortified prison where you're taught to trust cold dead logic over vision. Through it all you maintain, play the game, state your aim, embrace change, create a lane, stake your claim, disconnect from the mainframe, bite the hand that feeds falsehood and break chains. Wrestle with your soul, separate from the whole. The more you try to mask it, the less you're in control. I've lived half my life by the pleasure principle, and shot the poison to relieve the pressure in my skull.
Lords are heralding great warnings, hipping many cats to where it's at. To where it's at.
Out there in darkness, stuck in the middle passage of time, watch them reap the stuff from the rotten seeds they've sown.
Metal in the gold.
Well, yes.
I have already found the secret of this powerful force.
I would metal in the gold.
Well, yes.
I have already found the secret of this powerful force.
I would.
Monkey paws, shrunken heads, esoteric Boy Scouts in aprons in the red fez, keepers of an Eden snake's knowledge of pharaoh secrets that trace their lineage to high priests in Egypt. The Babel Tower builders, knowers and initiates, solving quantum Rubik's cubes, decoding arithmetic. Something about the general vibe made my knee jerk. The alchemist pursuits led to gain of function research. Kill your morbid fascination with the strange and the sickly trees that sprang from the offspring of Cain. You'll know them by their fruits or lack thereof. Identify the weeds, gain the ground, and pull them by the roots like hair plugs. Bald face lies, power-driven golems in the cave, hoarding pseudo-knowledge of the cosmic algorithm. With statecraft ties and all-seeing eagle eyes, be advised, careful who and what you deifize. Bald face lies, power-driven golems in the cave, hoarding pseudo-knowledge of the cosmic algorithm. With statecraft ties and all-seeing eagle eyes, be advised, careful who and what you deify.
I'm just drifting.
Yeah.
Waiting for things.
Through the forest toward the source, waiting to attain grace. Our paths diverge but take us to the same place. Cast skyward, weightless when the chains break. Archetypal figures that shapeshift and change face. Storm the gates, hit the safe, get the cake. While dog eats dog off a diner family dinner plate. I'm in the clouds, in the crowd, in the visionscape. In effect, any minute now, I'ma get it straight. I've seen her face in my dreams since I was young. A Beatrice, a queen, a mother that chides her son, that stumbled through his life when he couldn't find a hobby, and lived on the cliff's edge like the Anasazi. Saw my love walking down the street like a vision, a symbol of a hidden world. Show me what I'm missing.
She smiled at him but said nothing,
then disappeared around the corner while I put the poison in my bloodstream. A child born into briars and thorns that tried to silence sirens and horns in the eye of the storm. The fire rages, the state calls her young to war. Some will turn their hatred into something more and place guns in the floor. We consume the breathe deep, darkness retreats. See my heart periodically is part of her mystique. Hold the keys to the city where the shepherds lead the sheep, and never ever ever get the mark of the beast. I climbed the ladder, then I fell again. I had the whole wardrobe full of skeletons and old habits that arrested my development. In the woods at the mercy of the elements, waiting for my love. You seen her? I'm waiting for my love. They tell me I'm a dreamer.
Waiting.
We consume the earth while the earth consumes us. We consume the earth while the earth consumes us. we consume the earth while the we consume the earth while the we consume the earth while the earth consumes us. In the false light of blind progress, the future looks bright. Take a second, let your eyes readjust. Years fly by like days, feel the rush. We consume the earth while the earth consumes us. Quick, fill the void, build, destroy. It started with the word, kill the noise. I'm trying to find a cure for the darkness I've observed, where a spark of life emerge from an archetypal urge. And kill the noise, kill the noise, kill the noise, kill the. In the false light of blind progress, the future looks bright. Take a second, let your eyes readjust. Years fly by like days, feel the rush. We consume the earth while the earth consumes us. Quick, fill the void, build, destroy. It started with the word, kill the noise. I'm trying to find a cure for the darkness I've observed, where a spark of life emerged from an archetypal urge. And harmonizing birds sang the praise of a new day. You gotta break a few eggs to make a souffle. The few that knew the way through the maze aim to loosen the chains and lay the groundwork for a future age. See the soothsayer full gaze as a toupee, sipping Kool-Aid made by the prison guards. See the dreamer on a fool's crusade in a strange land trying to bend back prison bars. The vision rose when the well was full, driven to excel and grow, freed from a cell that was self-imposed. Placed a seed in the velvet rose, waited 9 months and watched the brainchild emerge from its hellish woes. I got a palace that my muse holds down, that's fit for a king with the fool's gold crown. Nestled in the shadow of a basilisk with 7 heads, where mass confusion's on the rise like leavened bread. From this vantage I can see a man in need, on his hands and knees, pleading with the tyrant that he can't appease. A serpent's coil round the roots of our family tree, and birds of paradise are perched on the canopy. Grant us amnesty to seed the dry earth and turn the wasteland into the Eden where we thrive first. All the signs say the end days are coming. Tears flood the valley, peeling back the layers of this onion.
Midnight means the destruction of the social order. The darkest hour separating today from tomorrow.
Separating light rays from the hemlock and deadly nightshade. Find your way home before the light fades. Through life's maze like caged mice, with men that fell from grace and great heights and ate the fateful apple at a ripe age. A sight to behold, a construct to follow blind, while vultures circle us with eyes like dollar signs. Seek solace, find hearts that pump liquid collagen prime to scrawl away their souls on the dotted line. I need release from the chaos, the payoffs, the backroom deals, the global chessboard, the stray shots that tear through flesh when empires face off and despots reduce men to biometric stage props. A smile that could heal the sickness of the world lights the living room like forgotten visions of a girl dancing in the rain, telling me the story of creation, Alpha to Omega, Genesis to Revelation.
Something just opens. Something just opens. And there is a kind of flash. The air around you is liquid, and you can feel the liquid, and you can feel the liquid being pulled into your lungs, being pulled into your lungs. And everyone in the world heard their name, and everyone in the world heard their name, heard their name.
Red and blue lights dancing in the moonlight. Tears flood the valley when the mood's right. Choose life instead of shooting dice with death and testing fate. We're trudging through the depths of hell to get to heaven's gates. A man dressed in black said to let go, smiled like a white light and led you by the hand across the threshold. Some are doomed from the get-go. Soon as they put the flame to spoon, their names are added to the rising death toll. A red rose blooms in old bowls rig. How'd you let the monsters in your skull grow so big? Who's a real dope man? The one that's pressing up the pills, the government operatives that turn the powder into krills. I went to see my P.O. and nodded out while talking. Fell asleep behind the wheel and wound up in the coffin. Fought 1,000 battles with the voices in my head, and cried out for a helping hand to raise me from the dead.
The crow flies through moonlight, I might lift me up again. Fuck a co-pilot, dumb high, still feel like half a man. But did you notice when the moon turned red? Did you notice that the moon turned red on us? Can you notice when the moon turned red? Did you notice when the moon turned red on us?
Danger and deliverance go hand in hand.
Drive from the past, dog chase cat. Drive from the past, dog chase cat. Drive from the past, drive from the past, drive from the past, dog chase cat. Delilah Mona dug her claws in my back. From lies that entrap to lies that attract, the straw that snapped the camel spine's cause to react. You had your way before you threw me to the curb, chastising with me like a true Venus in furs. I brought the whole house down, cracked both pillars, packed to the gills, no frills, no filler. Tactless, act passive, bad lashes, it's raining ashes, cats and mastiffs. I catch fish with net, pass piss test, collect cash whip. Old Pathfinder with holes in the head gasket. Pills for the hippie with the sand dose dripping from his pores. Wearing pools on the floor in the kitchen. We shed all inhibition, knock a screw loose, and mob through the streets like the wild chopper Tulus. Companionship, I could sleep. And if I had the world of excess to distract me, I would gladly. I thought twice, then declined when you asked me. Confronted by past deeds, I follow where the path leads. When I lay me down. Strange things stalk the depths with the white whale and Loch Ness. To face off with heroes at the gods test. A lot to process, act more, talk less. Never treat queens like playthings and objects. We're all cogs in the church of progress. Scientists looking for something to dissect. We're gluttons with an appetite for destruction, that drink the devil's nectar and dine on God's flesh. I met Delilah in the pitfall I fell into. She turned my high Clydesdale into Elmer's glue. Held me paralyzed, said I put a spell on you. I'll take and take till there's nothing left but a shell of you. The anima shadow is Babylon, a stop along the way for the traveling vagabond. Late night I hear her voice echo through the street, counting sheep, chasing inner peace, desperate for release. Companionship, I could sleep. If I had the world of excess to distract me, I would gladly. I thought twice, then declined when you asked me. Confronted by past deeds, I follow where the path leads. When I lay me down to sleep.
We have the feeling we are getting nowhere. The warnings passed unnoticed. All right.
Live from the snake pit, equipped with free will to twist fate with. Dwarfed by the towers we build, let's switch places. Ever since I quit the day shift, my vision's LASIK. They give a man a shovel and pick to dig his grave with.
We have the feeling we are getting nowhere. The warnings passed unnoticed. All right.
Live from the snake pit, equipped with free will to twist fate with. Dwarfed by the towers we build, let's switch places. Ever since I quit the day shift, my vision's LASIK. They give a man a shovel and pick to dig his grave with. The cruel subterfuge used to fuel hatred by the state sock puppets and pundits with two faces. Got us at each other's throats, father for the same tricks. Facing Earth's birth pangs and tectonic plate shifts. She gyrates, I watch her shake like jello mold. Walk across oceans, hopscotch, archipelago goals. Well disposed to tell tales seldom told about worlds within worlds that can't be seen through your telescopes. If nothing sacred, you can mold it how you see fit. Strip mine the globe, recode the double helix. Split atoms in half, reduce men to lab rats, and open up a Pandora's box of other secrets. Wow. Playing roles, plugging holes in the sinking ship. Ill-equipped to wield the power at our fingertips. Confronted by a diamondback in the wilderness that offered me the global village on a silver dish. I declined, said I won't be pushed. Filed, stamped, index, brief, debriefed, or numbered bottom line. Divided by design, find peace of mind in the broken promised land where the blind lead the blind. The show's coming to a close, told what the future holds. Soul shedding human clothes, pulled from the crucible. A head full of dreams, a heart wrapped in razor wire. Throwing snakes in the stomach, acid lake of fire. When I was young, my hands slipped off the highest rung. I prepped the chemicals for liftoff and life begun. A fist-sized knot, fresh dip, extra dapper, slider glass, slipper on, and live happy ever after. Tell the second chapter about the light trapped inside the flesh and wolves running wild in the shepherd's pasture. Running from the violent flames and the hunger pangs, cleansed in the fire, baptized by the summer rain. Heads hung in chain, faces in our palms purge what no longer serves. Hatchlings turn to songbirds and try to paint a picture of a world beyond words. On terra firma, only love conquers monsters. Playing roles, plugging holes in the sinking ship. Ill-equipped to wield the power at our fingertips. Confronted by a diamondback in the wilderness that offered me the global village on a silver dish. I declined, said I won't be pushed. Filed, stamped, index, brief, debriefed, or numbered bottom line. Divided by design, find peace of mind in the broken promised land where the blind lead the blind.
Tell us your date of birth. Tell us your place of birth. Tell us your marital status. Tell us your number of dependents. Tell us your social security number. Tell us your checking account number. Tell us your savings.
Be wise as serpents and harmless as doves.
A hummingbird needs no legs to fly. A hummingbird needs no legs to fly. We've all been blessed with wings of our own.
Ladies and gentlemen, recognize the patterns that emerge when the self-righteous herb strikes a maladapted nerve. Had the urge to snap and leave him fractured on the curb. I recalled the confrontation, but the aftermath's a blur. Deterred by a Venus wrapped in furs that saw the ring and aimed to sabotage my happy ever afterwards. In dark moods, she'll remove your heart using sharp tools. Feed you to the sharks, leave you bleeding on the bar stool. Leave the fruit alone. Go pet the dog with 3 heads on a leash in front that's chewing on a human bone. And dream about Elysian fields where you used to roam. A new day dawning and the promise of your future home. Recognize the patterns that emerge when the self-righteous herb strikes a maladapted nerve. Had the urge to snap and leave him fractured on the curb. I recalled the confrontation, but the aftermath's a blur. Deterred by a Venus wrapped in furs that saw the ring and aimed to sabotage my happy ever afterwards. In dark moods, she'll remove your heart using sharp tools. Feed you to the sharks, leave you bleeding on the bar stool. Leave the fruit alone. Go pet the dog with 3 heads on a leash in front that's chewing on a human bone. And dream about Elysian fields where you used to roam. A new day dawning and the promise of your future home. It's scorched earth outside, more than I can stomach. Lit a stick with fire stolen from the highest summit. Somewhere in the furnace sweating out the toxins, where snake oil merchants peddle rebel angel doctrines. There's no place like home base. Maneuver through a soulscape, stone-faced, moving at my own pace. Dodging pitfalls and titans while they clash. Plucking wings off of hummingbirds and fighting over scraps.
Many questions are still unanswered. How do they find their way? Do they navigate by the sun and stars?
We've all been blessed with wings.
As we walk in, welcome to my habitat. You're free to watch the spin doctor spin in Stetson hazmats. You can check my ASCAP, take a lap around my lab, take a ride inside the mad mind of Gandalf Pendergrass. Gobstoppers, everlasting flavor countries where I'm at. Used to be the Reds in Mangalore, Ganesh, I buy a pack. No use in denying facts. The truth is I'm lying back and letting life arrive on God's almanac. Rewind the track to find the sum. I use this as a rule of thumb. Time it used to bruise me with its lacking nature. Give me some, but I'm an eternal carnal beings, so keep it charity, it seems. My nature's on the side of cherished rarities and particle beams. The article genuine, gentleman, genteel giant with a way to a means. Making my way no matter the day, no matter the time, it's in my genes. Divine steam, precise aim with a crystal beam. Cut a man down with a missile stream. Spit like a hummingbird beak and lean in when I grit my teeth. Is this a dream?
Projected on the inner screen of clay figurines. There's no place like home base. Trying to find a path through an underworld of hungry ghosts fighting over scraps.
Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
The important thing is to get out there and learn to see, to look, and to enjoy.
We've all been blessed with wings.
Do you know what it's like when your toys and clothes, your books and games are lost forever, burnt by hungry flames?
Touch, mend, break, mend. She can make the flowers grow. Part clouds wish away the blues. The whole world moves at a different pace than you. Vexed with 29 years to reassess. Locked in the complex dance with a demoness. Listen, you were younger ones driven like they are now. The world grew teeth, the sky filled with dark clouds. You pulled your heart out and placed it on a scale for the ancient of days to play judge beyond the veil. You were prodigal, recluse, vagabond, introvert, bottom feeder hedonist. World at your fingertips, dope fiend pusher man, half amazed, sky high, lounging backstage at the masquerade. You were bravado like chainmail. Rain fell, city confines became hell. Train rails stimulate brain cells to lionize the meek. Young Jezebel's busy sucking off the time release. Keep it moving. The muses avoid my phone call. Yes, they do. You don't love me anymore. What happened to me and you? I can't extract you from my brain. Thank you, you're too kind. I know a girl that's got eyes like gems. Touch, bend, break, mend. Please don't let me be misunderstood. If I could, I'd pick the lock and leave here for good. Far from the spokesperson for the old serpent's coercion, who deceives the whole world behind the closed curtain. Please don't let me be misunderstood. Please don't let me be misunderstood. Please don't let me. Please don't let me. Please don't let me. Please don't let me be misunderstood. If I could, I'd pick the lock and leave here for good. Far from the spokesperson for the old serpent's coercion, who deceives the whole world behind the closed curtain. Who gave it teeth and claws, only God knows. Made us all into microcosms of the cosmos. A father queen nursed that thing. I'm trying to turn the liquid she secretes from a poison to a vaccine. Peep the Salvador Dali milk mustache. Grade A sustenance for rugrats, the poison in the panacea. They want the good without the bad, and brave the wasteland, do the best with what they have. Seekers, born leaders, lowly creatures, preachers, lotus eaters, yoga teachers, blind men, madmen, trying to escape the wrath, all lined up to drink sap from the sacred path. We want the milk and honey, an idyllic state. We want them both served to us on a silver plate. If you like a second helping, say yes please. I only sip the freshest of the fresh squeeze. We want the ambrosia, the prime real estate. We want to see behind the veil that conceals her face. If you like a second helping, say yes please. I only sip the freshest of the fresh squeeze. Send us emissaries to siphon the flower's essence, so we can move from early childhood through adolescence and re-establish a connection to the source and the demiurge dreamscape till things run their course. You want the good stuff, not the pain and the hell flames that melt chains and lead to self-change. Honey drips from my honey dips lips dancing in the rain. I knocked on heaven's door till an answer finally came. And when I saw the ground of all being in its true form, I prostrated myself and cried like a newborn. Not a judge or a tyrant in the sky, but a universal flower inside of my mind's eye. So while the music press keeps the hive-minded nest buzzing, and the rest of them count sheep with death's cousin, I'ma shake the lion's cage in the final days and sit inside the praise in the shade of Miss Maya's maze. We want the milk and honey, an idyllic state. We want them both served to us on a silver plate. If you like a second helping, say yes please. I only sip the freshest of the fresh squeeze. We want the ambrosia, the prime real estate. We want to see behind the veil that conceals her face. If you like a second helping, say yes please. I only sip the freshest of the fresh squeeze.
People are dying up here.
And that isn't the end. Well, how did all this happen?
We have been completely cut off from Earth. Any chance of restoring contact?
Very little, sir. We've lost all direct communication.
I gave him 2/16 in a lucid dream with the. I gave him 2/16 in a lucid dream. I gave him 2/16 in a lucid dream with the muses playing theme music on a super string. Watch me do my thing when the hypothermic stings. I can intervene by turning Mr. Hyde to Mr. Clean. From lean, mean, dope, sick fiend to pristine. Stick to piffin' nicotine. Quit menacing the scene. Get medicine from clinics. Say your penance when it's finished. Then it's finished in the vintage rented tinted limousine.
Things are far more serious than I suspect you've been told. People are dying up here.
And that isn't the end. Well, how did all this happen?
We have been completely cut off from Earth. Any chance of restoring contact?
Very little, sir. We've lost all direct communication.
I gave him 2/16 in a lucid dream with the muses playing theme music on a super string. Watch me do my thing when the hypothermic stings. I can intervene by turning Mr. Hyde to Mr. Clean. From lean, mean, dope, sick fiend to pristine. Stick to piffin' nicotine. Quit menacing the scene. Get medicine from clinics. Say your penance when it's finished. Then it's finished in the vintage rented tinted limousine. Big things, big screens with big brothers, ugly mugs. Selling us a pyramid scheme like a fucking drug. Love died with the troubadours. Now it's all ego driven. With fetal position with the needle dripping. A foul ecosystem. Keep on living. Be persistent in the prison where heaven and hell are equidistant. Give them 2 sets. Marie Antoinette next. Stakes as high as in the cassette deck. Take it back. Take it back. Everything's sunny, everything's lovely. Put me on the pedestal, hold no one above me. Everything's pleasant and good. Eating breadcrumbs like the little peasant that could. Fuel for the furnace combust, learn to adjust. You view the world on the surface with a certain disgust. Everything's sunny, everything's lovely. Put me on a pedestal, hold no one above me. Catch a stone cast at your dome by your self-righteous sinner that'll send Gestapo to tap your phone. I got the blues, got a lot to lose. Got the news so-and-so passed. Check the database for slideshows and photographs. You grow detached from your chosen path, lose control and crash on the overpass. Motionless, focused inward with loved ones howling like 1,000 Ginsbergs with pinched nerves. Robert Johnson gave me his guitar pick. I could play super strings and rap about my hardships. You could lie through your teeth and spoon feed them arsenic. Who could stoop the lowest? Who could fall the farthest? It began when we took an apple off a tree limb. Sweet sin, sustenance to sink teeth in. Took a risk and got 86 for high treason. The pivotal moment, simple components defy reason. Everything's sunny, everything's lovely. Put me on the pedestal, hold no one above me. Everything's pleasant and good. Eating breadcrumbs like the little peasant that could.
Starvation, humiliation, despair, frustration, every goddamn thing. For all your ills, I give you laughter.